Have you ever thought about how contact sports can have an effect on your child's mental and physical health? Children under the age of 12 should not be allowed to play tackle football because of negative mental effects, negative physical effects, and kids just don't understand the risks at such a young age. Starting with mental effects, I have a study from the Boston University School of Medicine who experimented on 214 former football players. Participants received telephone-administered cognitive tests and completed online measures of depression, behavioral regulation, apathy, and executive functioning. Results from former players who started playing tackle football before the age of 12 were compared against those participants who started playing at age 12 or later. The study showed that participants in youth football before age 12 increased the risk of problems with behavioral regulation, apathy, and executive functioning by twofold, and increased the risk of clinically elevated depression scores by threefold. So that kind of just states pretty much all my points as far as mental effects and irritability and just cognitive issues. Just it all stemmed from playing at such a young age, and it's worked the way all through the future up till they're 51 and later. And it's a shame that they can't catch these things early enough. Another statement from Ken Belson of the New York Times says, "The brain is going through this incredible time of growth between years of 10 and 12, and if you subject that developing brain to repetitive head impacts, it may cause problems later in life." Just another quote as far as future impacts of football, even starting at a young age, how it can affect you all the way through the rest of your life. Now on to physical effects. Mark Heyman from the Time magazine states that children's necks are much weaker than an adult's neck. The combination creates a danger. When a child takes a hard blow from falling or being struck in the helmet, it is more difficult to keep the head steady. The result is greater force to the brain from being jerked inside the skull. It's very dangerous. And like he says, children's necks are so much weaker, and it takes one wrong hit and it's over, and it's just terrible. Newsom Melton from BrainAndSpineCore.com says some doctors go as far as saying the only way to completely avoid the risk of brain trauma is to eliminate tackling altogether by playing flag football as an alternative, which I completely agree with. And I mean, even beyond the age of 12, that's a good idea, all the way through middle school. And then another point I would like to make is how injuries can affect a child's growth as well. I have an article from the Marshfield Clinic in Illinois saying these injuries are potentially more harmful if they happen earlier because younger kids have more time left to grow. Children who have 6 years of growing left have a greater chance of problems with injured limbs like shortened or crooked arms or legs, poor range of motion, or pain. So literally one wrong hit to a growth plate, it can have serious effects on how you grow, everything, not just your legs, but your arms, everything. Moving on to how children are too young to even understand the risks of playing football. Keith Stuther from PBS NewsHour says, for starters, young kids playing football is about as natural as pigs playing piano. They can do it, but it's forced. Kids that age barely understand simple concepts. And basically what he's saying there is, kids that are so young, they just don't understand what football can actually do to them. They see it on TV and think it's so great, but it's just dangerous. It's not worth the risk, in my opinion, to do that. If they play flag football, you get just as much, but just hardly any risk, really. And at a young age too, I've had friends who, back in elementary school, who were injured playing tackle football, and they were out of school for months at a time because they were so badly injured to their head and their concussions and stuff, and it's affected them all the way through high school as I've known them. So in conclusion, I believe kids should not be playing tackle football before the age of 12, especially because of enhanced effects mentally, physically, and because kids just don't understand how dangerous this can be. Like I said, I've had personal experiences of people being injured young, and it's just affected them all the way till I know them now. My brother too, he quit football at age 11 because he started to kind of figure out all these bad things that can happen, is concussions, growth plates, things like that. And now he's done playing football now because, he basically is scared because, he should be scared because it's dangerous. All these effects that can happen to you, it's just terrible. So, thanks for watching.